The Sentai Review, episode 177. The Next Mutation. So here we are. We're here now.
Look, Shane, we know that you've held us up and stalled as long as you can. I'll stall for like another 2 minutes for you. Because I realized something. This is our fault. The world right now is our fault. When this shitty show came out, there was like Al-Qaeda terrorist attacks and planes were falling out of the sky and earthquakes and tornadoes and floods and all sorts of crazy shit. Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. Over the last fucking week, planes have fallen out of the sky. People have gotten into trouble.
Sick.
Crazy weather fucking events. People are getting sick. College students being jackasses again. Terrorist bombings and shootings. This is our fucking fault. And we're sorry, universe. We had to drag up the fucking show that brings forth all the chaos.
Wait, we already did that. That was Saban's Masked Rider.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm
So
telling
this
ya.
is part 2.
I argue that Saban's Masked Rider is better than this. It's
No,
better
I
because
agree
there's
to
no
that.
expectation behind
You
it.
know what?
Yeah, after
No.
watching both, no, I agree to that.
You have opened my eyes, Seth. You're right. No, you're absolutely right. It's our fault, and we can rectify this now. Thank you guys for watching the show. Bye.
Hey guys, did you like that podcast?
No,
No, because we have to talk about the watching of the show.
We have to. No, afraid not.
No.
I don't know, we can have a nice recap at the end, do our, like, Kai version, but...
Yeah.
If I just start acting dumber and dumber and dumber as this goes on, it's because my brain cells are gone from watching said show. The show sucks.
All of our brain cells.
All of us.
Shane, here's how we'll do this. We will review everything, and then for like the last 3 minutes, we will let you do your own version of Bill's unabridged, unedited review of Soul Calibur 5.
You will give me that honor.
Welcome to I Collect, the show where I show you what I collected and whether or not it's worth your time. And today, I have... This game fucking sucks!
Welcome to I Collect, where I show you what I have collected today. This thing fucking sucks!
Doesn't he smack it?
Yes, he slaps a box, but we don't have a box to slap.
Reploid Bill, William Bush.
Shuffle Sario.
Scott Action Jackson.
Oh God, please help.
Hey guys, I know you're about to get your podcast on, so I'll be quick. If at any time you feel like dropping your own opinion into what we're talking about, head on over to fandomnight.com, and all of the contact information for every single one of our shows, including the one you're about to watch, is there. Alright guys, I'll leave you alone. Okay, so...
My face hurts from the smiling.
We gotta get a little laughter out while we can because we're gonna suffer some more.
Alright, God damn it. Dude, this was an awful fucking experience.
Yes.
Welcome to what we went through.
It was legitimately a fucking awful experience.
Yeah.
So...
And the only thing that makes it worse is because I watched this with my girlfriend, we have to put the subtitles on just because both of our hearing is bad. So sometimes we need it. First of all, if you're watching this off Netflix, the subtitles are wrong! 90% of the time. And 2, off by about a good 10 seconds. All of the time. So if you're deaf, congratulations, you can't watch this piece of shit. I get better closed captioning out of just hitting closed caption on a fucking YouTube video and letting the auto captions
So what you're
do
telling
it.
me is that they got spared, lucky bastards.
Yes. Sons of bitches.
I would apologize to any deaf people listening to the show, but that would be weird regardless.
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but no, that they got lucky on that.
Yes.
Oh my
Think
God.
about it. But think about it. Netflix's closed cap subtitles don't work on this show. That doesn't surprise me.
So what was the beginning of this awfulness?
Well, probably one of the most unique titles I've ever seen. East Meets West, Part 1.
China.
Yes. Okay. There's one thing we have to address before we do anything. Because here we're talking about episodes. This is episodes 1 through 5. That's
Yep.
how long this went, this first arc.
For the pilot.
Right.
Okay, I gotta be honest with you. I gotta get something off my chest.
Go for it.
Mm-hmm.
When I loaded up Netflix to watch this, I saw something. I saw a red bar underneath episode 1, which means somewhere along the lines, my dumbass watched the first episode. So guess what I did? I did not rewatch it. I'm like, episode 2.
No.
I don't remember a fucking thing from episode 1.
Do you realize what made it even worse? When I was watching some of these episodes on Netflix, because my girlfriend has Netflix, somebody rated this 3 stars out of 5.
Kill him.
Who the fuck rates the show 3 stars out of 5?
Who gives this thing a star? A star usually means that you did a good job. No, you didn't do a good job.
I don't know who the fuck is giving stars because on my phone I can either give a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or leave it the fuck alone.
I give it a shit.
So I left it the fuck alone, like I never touched the motherfucker. Like that? No, not me, man. No.
Why doesn't Netflix let us put what we want to put? I would put a shit emoji.
So like every single thing of Power Rangers we've discussed, step 1 is to discuss the first episode and the continuity. Now, this supposedly takes place off the continuity of the first 3 movies.
Yep.
Somehow.
Wait a minute.
It
Yeah.
makes perfect sense.
Oh, that's interesting.
But how much time away from the third movie?
No, it makes perfect
No.
sense. I'll explain it to you.
I've even got a note that actually agrees that yes, this is in the same continuity.
Okay, what is your note?
So my note, which is the about 10th note, because I actually took good notes for episode 1, and then decided I needed alcohol or something to get through this, so I quit taking notes. Splinter literally yells at the guys saying, "You guys are 17 going on 18," which is also going on canceled forever.
Found it.
Found what?
Never mind. I did not know that they... Because I don't know if Netflix will have it.
What?
The special features, the bonus Power Rangers in Space episodes.
No, that's during the Power Rangers episode.
Yeah, that's where we have to
Save our-
discuss. That's when we go to space and we start talking about that, because that happens very early in the first 15 episodes of Space.
Fourth
Like
episode.
Yeah.
It's the 4th episode. I kind of got ahead of myself. I got to go back and rewatch, but I watched the first 17 episodes of Space before you told me to stop it.
Well, okay, here. We got to stay on track here, because look,
Right.
getting off track on this is going to be a nightmare, because
Yeah.
we'll talk about this forever.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let me
here's what's going on.
try.
This continuity is right, and I'll explain it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple of theories when it comes to time travel. One of those theories is the snap effect, that things are not actually changed until the events catch up. So it's kind of like when you send Wolverine back in time. It didn't automatically change everything. It doesn't change until his consciousness snaps back, and then everything warps around him.
Which is what happened at the end of Days of Future Past.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay,
You going to talk about the butterfly?
they changed something in the past that was a huge fucking deal.
Yeah.
Probably when Donnie landed on the frog.
No. No, there is a legitimate thing that they changed in the past that is a huge motherfucking deal.
They involved themselves in that war.
And why is that significant?
Because that war was supposed to go on a lot longer.
Not just that. That little rebel faction
Yep.
was supposed to lose.
But they won.
But they won. They combine, they grow into a force alongside these two people now, and the Lord and those people, they form one force and move through time. Why is this important? Because years ago there was a great warlord who then spawned a society, who would become a dark society, who would raise into warriors of the Foot Clan and so on and so forth. The Shadow Warriors. This didn't happen. The Foot was irreparably changed because people that were supposed to live, some people that were supposed to live may have died in that conflict. And people that were supposed to die more than likely lived.
Yep.
And went forward in time. And this is incredibly important. It's the exact same thing that's hitting Star Trek Discovery right now. People are mad because it's different. But I am going to tell you something you're not going to like. Star Trek Discovery is, in fact, the prime timeline. And looks exactly the way it is supposed to look. Because the Xindi attacked Earth. And in the original continuity, that never fucking happened. But because Enterprise happened, and the Temporal Cold War saw an attack on our planet that killed 6,000 plus people.
7 million.
Yeah, it was like 7 million people. 7 million fucking people died that were not supposed to die. That's what happened when the Xindi attacked Earth. And because the time never corrected itself, it never said, okay, now that we fixed this, the Xindi attack never happened. The Xindi attack is referenced, which means the Xindi attack happened, even though in the original continuity, it did not fucking happen. Which means the prime timeline is irreparably changed because certain people that would have grown up to establish the foundations of the Federation were not there. And other people who grew up, that lived in that tragedy, grew up to form the foundations of the Federation, showing us that now, this guy named Jeffrey Doofus, he was originally the guy that decided that he was going to design an enterprise. He was one guy of a couple thousand fucking people and a fleet of engineers that designed the Enterprise. But because that guy's fucking grandfather died in a 7 million people fucking attack, now Jeffrey Doofus never got to be born, and instead Segway Bob came the fuck in and designed the fucking Enterprise, which is why the Enterprise looks the way it does in Discovery. You take that same course of reasoning and you apply it to the Turtles, and you realize that while Oroko Saki was still born, and so was Amato Yoshi,
Something changed.
something changed. And you notice that the Foot is nowhere near the villains they were meant to be.
Yeah.
And this changes the Ninja
And even
Turtles as
Shredder.
well.
Shredder was way different.
This changes the Ninja Turtles. Why? Because we rise to meet our enemies. Our rivals are important in the course of our lives.
Yep.
If somebody does better than you at Dead or Alive, and you fight them enough, you do better at Dead or Alive. We strive through our own perseverance to be the people that we will be by challenging ourselves on the people that came before us. If the great actors of the past had not done great things, greater actors would not have come up, seen those things, learned from them, and developed from that.
Yep.
The fact that Oroko Saki is so irreparably changed affected our Turtles. They were never challenged like they were in the first movie, because the first movie now did not happen the same way. And why? Because there is no April and there is no Casey Jones.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that might sound like a small thing, but whatever happened in their family lines and the events of time that led up to New York City today instead of New York City then means that she never pushed the foundation, and she never said, hey, there's this thing called the Foot, and the Foot never attacked April, and the Turtles never got involved.
Yep.
The Turtles fought Shredder like a Saturday evening cartoon show because that's the kind of man he is now, which also put in motion what the Turtles are right now. The timeline is right. This does take place in the same continuity as the first 3 movies, because we changed something when we sent the Turtles back. And when they came back and reality fixed itself and solidified, just like in Flashpoint, where the Flash was slowly losing memories and becoming the person that he had lived that life through Flashpoint. Remember that. He slowly started gaining memories that he'd never had because time corrected itself.
Basically, it's what Zoom says.
Yes.
Break the sound barrier, there's a sonic boom. Break the time barrier, time boom.
Yep.
We sent ripples through the fabric of time, and it's the Hitler theory. It really is the Hitler theory. This is amazingly important. Years ago, Hitler was drowning. Somebody saved his life. This is true. This happened.
Yep.
Somebody saved his life, and he went on to kill a lot of fucking people.
Yep. If you let baby Hitler drown, guess what? Those people still live.
But one of those people that live may be a negative repercussion on the time stream that gives Germany the atom bomb and changes the fabric of everything from that point on. One person, somewhere, in a timeline, can irreparably change everything to a strong foundation that is almost unrecognizable. And we sent 4 Turtles back in time to play samurai when they didn't know the culture, didn't understand the circumstances, and punched and kicked anything that they thought was against their moral code.
Yep.
And it caused the death of the only cool villain since Shredder from the first movie.
Bird Guy, I'm going to tell you this, Bird Guy was probably supposed to live.
Yep.
The fact that Bird Guy
was the
falls
one-
off of a fucking
because
building.
he was the one that
and
supplied
he would have
them the gun.
he would have supplied weapons that would have destroyed that little fucking village of wannabes
Yeah, because
and
he was,
ninjas.
Because he had guns. He had cannons.
And to make matters worse, because Bird dipshit was basically using his thumb to hold fucking great granddaddy Casey. Sorry, I had to look at my watch to make sure I had enough
That's
grades.
true too.
He had granddaddy Casey under his fucking thumb. That means Casey Jones could have fucking grown the fuck up to be some rich motherfucker instead of blue collar, I'm going to go out and fight crime dude.
The ancestor of Casey was supposed to remain under the ownership or employment of Bird Guy.
Yep.
And then from whatever happened from that point, maybe he would have broke off from Bird Guy, but he might have met somebody and he started a family line. Well, because Bird Guy's not there, he breaks off earlier than he's supposed to, and he never meets that one bitch, lady, woman, love, whatever you want to call her, and because that one fucking meeting never happened, the other Casey in the timeline is born different and in a different place and in a different time. And every single person that Casey's family line would have ever infected, even in the slightest, and I'm telling you, you have no idea how important this is. Casey Jones' great-great-grandfather was supposed to stand in line for a coffee in front of your great-great-grandfather 110 years ago. But because Casey was born, because Casey's ancestor was born different, because Bird Guy died, he didn't stand in line, and your grandfather got his coffee like one man earlier than he was supposed to get it, and because of that was not in the traffic accident that caused him to meet his future wife.
Yep.
It really is. There is a reason.
It's like that multiverse thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's literally, it's like multiverse, like go to Back to the Future. You're only going one generation back. That's it. The most you could do is erase yourself.
And he did erase himself. And he didn't just erase himself. He did irreparably affect the timeline. Because when he comes back, there's almost nothing recognizable. There's things that are still there, but Lone Pine Mall is now a thing. It was not.
Yeah, it used to be
It
Twin
was
Pine.
the Twin Pines Mall, which means that certain shops inside that mall are probably different. And small fashion trends are probably different because he accidentally created fucking rock and roll.
Yep. Not only that, but look at his parents. They weren't a happy
Completely
couple.
fucking
They were
different people.
sad people. Now look at them.
Which also, and you notice his brother had a different job, which means his brother influenced different people he was never supposed to fucking meet.
His brother was a pizza delivery boy.
He was never supposed to meet the people that he is currently influencing, which changes time from that point on irreparably. You're talking generations back. We fucked something
and
up.
you're also forgetting that Biff influenced people. Because Biff was a big, mean guy, but in 1985, after fucking Marty changed things, Biff was a bitch.
Which means he didn't make the influence that he did. Like, this is important because it does tell us what happened to the Turtles. It explains why their weapons are different. It explains why Splinter's missing an ear, but did not go through the ordeal that he did in part one.
He didn't miss. He's only missing like a chip of
Yeah.
an ear, not
So
not like
not
half.
the
whole thing.
Not half.
Shredder is not nearly
But he does reference
as good.
He does reference missing an ear.
Right, but Shredder's not nearly as good as he was.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's
Not to mention the fact that Shredder is still fucking alive when Turtles 2 Shredder is fucking dead. Because wood is his only weakness.
This Shredder never fell into a garbage truck off a roof because they never had a confrontation that severe.
We never got oops.
The Turtles, and even if he had fallen, there would have been no oops. There is no Casey Jones.
Yeah, there's no oops, I murdered someone.
Yeah.
No, it's just he fell into a dumpster.
There's no April. Whatever they changed affected them because they have different weapons.
Oh, it affected him in a different way, too. I caught it. It's not in the first episode. It's like in the second episode, I believe.
Yeah.
Where, what do they consider themselves?
Quote, ninja.
Other brothers.
Yeah.
Venus even says, you guys are brothers. And Leo was like, no, we're not brothers.
Yeah.
You know why? Because Donatello, never having to actually situate himself into combat warrior mode, just stayed on his technological curve, increasing his intelligence. And one day, his intelligence led him to a very important question. Are we related? And the truth of the matter is, no matter how much you hate this little change, this makes a lot of sense. They were store pets, which means they were bred on a turtle farm, which means more than likely, none of these motherfuckers are related. They're stock bred.
Because Venus even asks, I'm not your sister? No.
So after Donatello does a little research, he tells the guys, look, we may be brothers, but by what I'm seeing here, we're not brothers. We don't have the same mommy turtle.
We're brothers by bond, not by blood.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
But, and
that's like the four of us sitting here right now.
And
we're brothers by bond, not by blood.
Because time was changed.
And also
one
changed
turtle
Splinter.
led this to this to this to all these different things, and that kid did not buy 4 turtles, he bought 5 that day. And when he dropped that fucking canister, when he dropped his glass bowl onto the sewer vent, and the turtles fell into the sewer vent, they all fell into the ooze. But Venus fell towards the side of the ooze, and before Splinter showed up, she'd crawled out of the ooze and fallen into the rush of water that was to the side and was taken down somewhere else.
And took her down
and
to
discovered by another person.
Yes.
This other man that found her, Shifu, I believe was his name, Shifu or whatever, he finds her, and he doesn't know she's a mutant. He's on his way back home, and he happens to find a little turtle that's flapping around, and that's a sign of good luck. He takes her with him, only to find out the next day after he's back in fucking China that she's doubled in size. So he probably tries to look it up, like this turtle's getting really big for this aquarium, I don't know what the fuck is going on. And then the next day she's even bigger. And the next day she stood the fuck up, and he said, I think I've got something different here.
This isn't a normal turtle.
This isn't quite what I thought it was.
And then it starts talking.
And guess what? We don't know where he came from, but he's part of a warrior society that studies ancient shinobi magic and is responsible for sealing away an evil that our planet doesn't know about. Well, you know what's very interesting about this? Learning magic and texts and rumors and Oni, he remembers the legend that many, many years ago, there were these 4 fucking monsters that appeared and took down a warlord and irreparably changed things for the better. I'm going to put that in quotations, because the time you're living in is always the time that you assume is the one that should continue.
Right.
She mentions shinobi.
She always says shinobi.
But is shinobi Japanese?
Yes.
Isn't Oni Japanese?
Yes,
But why they say China?
because maybe that's where he ended up.
Yeah.
I understand China.
Remember
Chinese-
the Japanese occupation.
Yeah.
He can go to China. That's not that outrageous.
Oh, you know what? No,
Yeah.
no, you're absolutely right. The Japanese occupation of China could have changed things, changed their culture, I believe, in some ways.
But you see,
Oh, you're right.
because all this, he knows about these monster things.
Yep.
And he's like, I have one of those monster things. She must be important. So he endowed her with all the wisdom of his clan
Gave her
and
mystic
trained
powers.
her as a martial artist and a mage level shinobi.
And a mystic.
She's mystic.
She's mystic.
Mystic.
She could try again. She's mystic.
What was that? Mystic! Mystic's not a form! It's just a fan term! Oh, gee, you sit in front of some old guy for a day and all of a sudden, oh, you're mystic!
Mystic is not a form, Bill. It's
I was
a
waiting
fan
on that.
term.
I was fucking waiting on that.
But yes,
But there's also something else that changed. Splinter.
yes.
What does
Yeah.
Splinter always...
He's a different breed of rat.
Yeah.
You can
Yes,
look at
he
him
is.
and see he's a
But
different breed.
what does he always say about the turtles? My sons.
Yeah,
He
he
calls
does
them-
not refer to them as
He calls
sons.
them
I've noticed
his
that.
pupils.
Yeah.
They are just his pupils. Yeah, he cares for them, probably like sons.
But that also goes into the whole foundation that these turtles do not have the same bond that the other ones had.
Yeah,
they don't
right.
call themselves brothers. They are
Yeah,
basically
that-
soldiers in arms.
That
Yeah.
brings up something I wrote down later on. It's like, why are they not listening to Master Splinter as much as they used? Oh,
Because irreparably they have been changed because he doesn't consider them sons. They don't consider him dad. That is their master. They are his pupils.
Which
Right.
means that they do not respect him as much as they did before.
Right.
Because they look at him like a father. They
Right.
respect,
They
yeah,
respect the idea that they've been taught something, but they also very much walk their own path and fuck what he thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which goes into one of my other notes, which I'll just jump into now. As you start to watch it, you start to gain their actual character. And Leo is a bigger fucking idiot than Raph at this point in
yes.
episodes 1 and 2. And not to mention the fact that he keeps constantly being pissed off, especially when he's trying to break bricks with his head, because he's regressed that far.
I'm telling you, dude.
Raph
I know
is
he's
still
your favorite.
fucking angry.
No,
but-
he's not.
Not now.
No, alt reality change the prime timeline. Leo is not a character I really care much
No,
for.
Right.
Leo is literally a hothead.
Yeah,
Save that
he's
for
not
Mikey.
as controlled as he was.
Save
or
that
should
for
be.
Raph. Raph is the hothead.
Raph,
Right,
no,
but not as bad.
Not as
Raph
bad.
is not an angry. Raph took on a different personality.
Oh, he did.
He's a asshole.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's not just like the angry,
He's just more
self-hatred.
reckless.
Because
Yeah.
remember, we diagnosed, we found out he has a self-denial thing. He's a very self-hate, and that is what's been driving him to be the person he was. But in this, he's really, literally, just an asshole.
Yeah.
Donnie is.
And Mikey officially has zero personality, not even Maniac Mikey. He's just, I'm hungry, where's food?
He's just kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
He's just kind of lazier than the other guys, and he just wants to have some fun.
Believe it or not, I think Donnie was the most fucking developed.
And Donatello
Yeah.
is more technologically advanced than he was because without the other brothers and the here's the thing.
but you notice-
because they didn't plunge into their training as hard, they all found their own little level to dig into, which means Raph became even more secluded and literally became a prick. Leo
has
did
one
not-
sword.
He did not have the same guidance, so he never got as far with his training and literally took it upon himself to train himself earlier than he should have. So he thinks he's more advanced than he is.
But he's not.
But he's not.
He's not the calm leader that he's supposed to be.
He's not the leader that followed his father until his father was literally a cripple in a chair.
Yeah.
And still was abiding by the rules even then and literally knew how to dream walk in the first movie.
Yeah.
Now, when you look at...
And it even goes into the teachings and shit too, because, hey, we're ninja, let's be sneaky. By getting on our motorcycle and our
And
fucking
Hummer.
H1 Hummer and driving around
Yeah.
in New York City.
Yeah.
Hey, Splinter, teach us how to be ninja. Hold on, I'm in the middle of playing a blind guy in the middle of Central Park during the day in a game of chess.
In fact, by the way, Splinter not having the foundation of his father, he went and looked for companionship somewhere else. He found a blind man in the park that plays at night that probably lived a third shift lifestyle, that now that's just where he's comfortable, so he goes down there and he just, for some random fucking coincidence, ran into Splinter and has been playing chess for about 10 years in the park with this rat.
Well,
but he doesn't know it's a rat.
We've kind of skipped throughout most of my notes at this point, because...
Well, bring them up.
Okay.
Look, I'm not gonna do this one in as chronological order as because the first five episodes, they're one big episode.
Yeah.
Right.
So just
But I was going to bring up the magical glass looking more like a mirror. It's like...
it was a mirror.
It was
to
a
be
mirror.
fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
With bad 90s CGI, but it's bad
And,
90s fucking...
From
TV
China to
shows
New
again.
York City, which is better than being from the present to the past, was until we got through some of these episodes. And then the first dialogue with the shadows, before we see the actual turtles, where we just see the shadows of them, is the usual Leo arguing with Raphael, which was common.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's forced.
Yes, it's very forced.
It's forced, and it's forced because Raphael's an asshole, not a loving
Yeah.
brother figure that's falling into his own demise.
Yeah, and in fact, Raph doesn't even want to be a fucking ninja.
Yeah,
They're
he
like,
wants
hey,
nothing to do with
let's
that
be
shit.
ninja, and Raph's like, fucking why?
I just want to go out there and beat some ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And then since the third Turtles movie, these turtles somehow found a motorcycle in the sewers.
No, because they're not in the sewers. They keep claiming it.
And also
but
a Hummer, somehow.
They're connected to the sewers through a subway. So
Yeah.
they did find that subway, but they seem to be in a different part of that subway.
It's also nicer.
Yeah, it's a different part of that subway.
only that-
it's not
And
the
some
same
more
station.
crowded, too.
Well, Venus calls it a toilet.
It's a smaller part of that subway. Because remember, they live in one of the abandoned subway stations in the second. I think I think they found, because there are lines of abandoned subway tracks all over the place.
Right.
I think that where they're living right now is an exchange line. It's like where you would have went down the stairs and waited for the train to show up and got on the... I think they're living there, and there's an old train that's broke down that they've repurposed.
Yeah.
So how long did it take the turtles to learn to drive?
Did you notice that? I noticed that.
I don't think they ever did.
Raph looks so natural on the motorcycle.
Right.
Should we call Raphael the turtle rider?
I can't say that anything would be stopping them. I don't think that anything would stop them from learning.
that we reviewed a while ago that looked like a turtle?
Gan.
Oh.
Yeah, there's Gan G.
Gan is Raphael.
Awesome.
We just connected.
Yeah, we made that reference back then, dumbass.
But I didn't watch this fucking show to know that he had a motorcycle.
Yeah, I know, but we still referenced it as fucking Raph, and you got pissy. You were like, no, he's my favorite turtle.
Well, he is my favorite. Well,
But you know what I mean?
Oh, I know, dude.
Dude,
Because I mean,
everybody regressed. Splinter
not only
regressed.
yeah,
Mikey regressed. Leo regressed. Raph regressed. The only person that has some fucking character is Donnie.
Yeah.
No.
And it ain't much there.
Because Donnie has character, and then technically, because we've never seen her before, Venus has character.
Now I get to open the floodgates.
However, at the
Venus.
same time,
Venus.
Splinter has personality now, or the Shredder has personality now too, other than, get them turtles. It's not much, but he has a little bit more than before.
Okay.
Because he's actually talking and joking
Since
and
we're jumping
laughing.
around, I might as well bring this up. I'd rather be looking at Shredder's costume from Coming Out of Their Shells tour than what we're looking at in this series.
But I will say there's another thing that changed.
Except for the helmet.
Oh, the foot having multi-tiered levels
Nope.
now?
Here's the thing. There's a big fucking thing that changed because of our Snap reality.
And the turtles don't really like pizza that much nowadays?
No, their taste buds are very different because they eat a lot of whatever they can fucking find, which led them to eating weird concoctions again, like mustard and bananas.
Because when Mikey first brings up, let's go get some pizza, they're like, grow up.
No.
What?
No, but that doesn't surprise me because even in the first movie, they only eat pizza like once. literally once, and
It
then
was
they
the
eat a bunch of pork
cartoon
rinds
that
and
really
shit.
went overboard with the pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that's not the thing that blew me away on that. Venus is probably the best character in this show.
Since she's figuring out the
know.
way things are.
She's more intelligent than most of them. You can laugh at the way she doesn't understand things, but understand this. She learned Japanese. She learned a
Yep.
Japanese art, which means she knows Japanese. She was living in China, which means she knows Chinese or Cantonese, yada yada. And
Yeah.
she just came to America, and she's learning. Well, it
Wait,
it
wait,
depends.
wait.
Depends on where you are in China, I think.
That brings up another point I got.
What?
How did she appear so fast?
Shinobi magic.
It's true. She could have used some sort. They trapped ancient enemies in like a mirror. She may have literally used like a weird type of teleportation thing, like a. You don't know. She could have literally walked through some sort of warp gate thing. They don't tell us because they don't want us
Yeah.
to question it. But since
But
she's
we question
magic,
this shit
no,
all the time.
but there's a
Right.
reason we don't, because this is exactly what I'm coming to. This is important. Many fucking years ago, we changed something in the foundation of reality when the Turtles went back in time. And it caused a couple of things. One, magic is fucking real. You don't realize how fucking important that is. Magic is not a concept that was forgotten by society. It continued on and has very real implications. And guess what? The reason that's important is because the Turtles and other things like them, and the fact that the Turtles are not as interested in doing certain things, and the fact that Shredder is so low-key, is there's a reason for this.
It's a different, the ripple effect from changing.
Because the Power Rangers exist.
Yeah, it's even mentioned. They even mentioned it.
Oh, they don't just mention them. They mention
Oh, yeah,
Batman
they-
and Superman too.
Yeah, they literally.
That's
they
because
have a
comic
lot of
books
shit,
comic books exist. They're not talking about them as being real. And even a comment that we'll have to discuss here after a bit is going to be ridiculous when we get to our next review. But the Power Rangers are a real thing. They exist, which means magic exists, which means monsters are seen on a regular basis. They might not attack New York City, which means that possible films of possible propaganda and things of that nature might make it seem unreal, but the Power Rangers are a very real thing, which means the magic is a very real thing. And she comes from a foundation built on that aspect.
Yep.
She knows magic, and she knows it's real, and she understands monsters and ancient evils. And she's bilingual, knowing at least 3 or 4 languages. One that she's just starting to learn, which is English, which is the reason she doesn't understand certain things. Also, because she lived in seclusion her entire life, she wouldn't understand things like baseball, basketball, the fact that she
Bowling.
calls the sewers their
A toilet.
toilet. Well, to her, that does make a lot of sense, because that's where they fucking live.
They're kind of not wrong, but
There are things about her character that make a lot of sense in the foundation of the reality where she comes from. And, as far as I've seen, she's one of the first people to weigh a situation when things come up and fight, or use magic depending on the scenario. When a bunch of foot attack her in a park, she doesn't use magic. There's no point to it.
She kind of dodges.
She outskills them.
She kind of pulls a Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
yeah.
And she
Well,
is a capable
While
combatant.
fucking Raph is like, I'm coming. I'll save you.
Exactly. And
I'm almost there.
Raph in his extreme incompetence is like, oh, she ain't gonna be able to fight nobody. I'm almost there. Hold on, girl. Don't worry. I'm a-coming. And she's like, I've got this taken care
And
of.
by the time he fucking parks his bike, they're already defeated.
She's also way more cultured than the other turtles. And she respects the foundations of art, society, peace, and tranquility.
Which is why she was interested in that statue.
Yes.
And especially the head once it got knocked
And
off.
once she beat the foot up, what did she do? She didn't do like the turtles, beat them up and then have a party and run about. She was just attacked. She doesn't know why, but she wants to know why. And she knows that whatever just attacked her is organized and could be dangerous. So she takes one
yeah.
and purposely doesn't knock it out. She steps on it and then puts her hand to his head and
No.
utilizes
Her
a
foot.
form of magic.
Her foot to the foot.
Right, but she puts her hand on his head and reads his mind. That's how she did that. She stepped on him, then she reached her hand down and put it on his head and took his perceptions out of his mind and said, I see now. You guys, I need to get you
This
guys
Shredder
prepared.
person is going to attack again.
Well, she figured out something, that they've been dealing with the Shredder, an incompetent villain, for years, because they themselves are incompetent because they've never been challenged. So, after she analyzes the situation, she says, this fight could literally go on forever. And this guy fucking attacks like every week, and I don't have fucking time for that.
Especially with their Splinter, their master, in this little comatose state.
These turtles need to learn how to spirit walk, and they need to do it right fucking now. And I can't do that while I'm fighting this idiot. He has to be done tonight.
Yep.
So she goes back to the turtles and she says, okay, guys, look. He has to fucking go. No more goofing around, no more bullshit. Get me to him. I will put an end to it.
Yep.
Right, yep.
And
It wasn't until she showed up, and you could tell that her foundation is different than hers. Her master must have challenged her because she is way more advanced than they are.
Yep.
But the turtles have never been challenged. We rise to meet the occasion. Heroes are defined by their villain. Shitty superheroes often have shitty rogues galleries. The best heroes in the world, they've faced the best villains.
Yep.
Batman's rogues gallery is fucking fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The reason the Flash does better on teams than he does in his own book is because he has the rogues.
He needs better villains.
He needs better villains. He's got Thinky Monkey.
I don't give a fuck.
Other fast guys.
I don't give a fuck how fast you think. When I'm moving at 10 times faster than the speed of light, I'm going to punch you in the fucking face.
I will punch you 60,000 times in the face before this second has passed. And no matter how fast you think, the first thought on your mind is going to be, ow!
Why does my face hurt?
So you're not an actual villain. Now Batman, why is Batman so broken? Because his rogues gallery is fucking fantastic, and he is challenged on every possible fucking level.
Mr. Freeze, Joker, Bane, Penguin, not Riddler. Fuck the Riddler.
Yes and no.
No, but intellectually, that's a huge fucking challenge.
Yes, but the Riddler sucks.
And the Riddler's been reworked into a kind of, lately and nowadays, he's kind of been reworked into kind of like a Saw type character, which is legitimately interesting for that kind of person.
Right.
Yeah, but
I kind of loved how Venus kept referring to this Shredder as the so-called Shredder.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It is a so-called because...
But why does she say that? There is an importance, and she does understand it.
She doesn't know this Shredder.
No, she does. Mm-hmm. Years ago, 4 turtles beat down a warlord, and in the scrolls, we clearly see the Shredder.
Yep.
And those scrolls were passed down through societies that still study that ancient magic. And why was she kept alive instead of killed as a monster? Because many years ago, 4 monsters showed up and saved the, quote, world. Which is why...
Kappa or fucking Turtle Oni basically showed up and said, oh, yeah, no, fuck this guy.
I'm referring to the Shredders that we know.
No, but this is still this is the same timeline. Those 3 movies did happen because the scrolls would still exist and had been passed down through societies. The reason she wasn't killed as a monster is because that master that got her home knew what she was and trained her for this moment. And she has been taught about the Shredder and the evil that he may bring should he ever rise again, and that she is destined to put an end to that shit. There used to be 4, now there's only 1. He doesn't know why, but then her master does reveal years later
that he met with another Dreamwalker person who has...
And that Dreamwalker has 4 Kappa.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what? Not only are they fucking real, God, I'm glad I trained you, because... whatever's happening is going to be real. And now this ancient evil's coming back. You need to go to New York.
Yep.
You need to go. I've already secured some sort of spell that'll take you there as my guess. Because she got there with no explanation.
Evil along with this other evil. So you got to take care of some of this stuff.
And the other evil is in the scrolls. Until she reads that guy's mind and goes, this supposed Shredder. Because she's already read what he's supposed to be. And that guy...
No.
That ain't that fucking.
That ain't fucking.
Did
guy.
you guys want to punch that guy? I wanted to punch
Yeah.
that guy. That guy
Yeah.
sucked.
That guy
I
has.
wouldn't mind collecting his helmet. That's about it.
That guy has not built. That guy has not built his empire yet. Because he doesn't have the legitimacy to do it. You notice Tatsu never came after this guy? Probably because there were no Shadow Warriors.
I noticed
Yeah.
a possible Tatsu that was a
that
gong
bald
thing.
guy.
Yeah.
I saw that guy. I was wondering if that's what
Probably-
that guy sadly
probably-
became because we
Probably
changed time.
because Tatsu
Right.
would have kicked this shredder's ass.
Tatsu became a fucking gong fucking
Yeah.
hitter.
Well, that's
Yeah,
because the
fucking
timeline changed and Tatsu's school of construction didn't ever happen.
Right.
No, the school of construction might have went through.
Yeah, the school
Yeah.
of construction might be legitimate now. and
yeah.
Tatsu,
You walk past the construction site and you see Tatsu there.
Tatsu is written on the sides of his fucking tractors and shit. And he builds buildings in New York. No, and matter of fact, Tatsu's school of construction led to a business where Tatsu tractors are the tractors trusted by Angel Grove fucking construction.
By Angel Grove.
Because there's a lot of
Construction
business in Angel Grove for Tatsu
Yep.
Tractor Corporation.
Oh, he's a billionaire.
Tatsu Tractor Corporation.
He's like-
it's real.
Which is the reason why every time you see a giant monster fight in Power Rangers, it looks like fucking downtown Japan.
Because
Tatsu's
all the
bringing
guys
that
working,
over.
the guys working there are from Japan. Fucking Tatsu construction industries.
Yeah.
He's like, guys.
So they bring in the influence from Japan for the buildings.
This fucking Angel Grove, man, we are banking on
We are
these.
banking
Yeah.
over there.
Every-
Tatsu construction stock.
And especially with the Ocean River Lake, where we could get all sorts of shit in and out.
Yeah.
Dude.
We're making money.
We're making money.
We make snowplows for the Arctic.
We just literally discovered something about Power Rangers. Tatsu does exist in the Power Rangers, and Tatsu Constructional Industries. That's the thing.
That's a legit
See,
thing.
instead of being a fucking lackey for the Shredder and getting his ass kicked by a man in a fucking hockey mask,
Yep.
Yeah.
he's a billionaire who now fucking he could buy the fucking foot.
Yeah, he
He
could.
could have walked up to the Shredder and been like, taking your guys. He's like, oh, I'm the Shredder.
I don't give a fuck what you are. I need workers.
He's like, hey, money.
Yeah, money.
And they're like,
Who wants money?
man, fuck this
Yeah,
shadow
fuck this
organization.
stupid green fucking headband. I'm fucking out of here.
fuck this.
You cheese grater man.
Fuck this evil podiatrist club. Fucking,
I'm gonna go make money with Tatsu.
yeah, with Tatsu or Tatsu Constructional Industries.
I like how we figure shit out and we tie it.
Right.
Like, that's a thing now. Because time was changed. The Rangers are real because something changed in that foundation. Magic never left the construct of the Earth, which also explains why Zordon stuck around.
Right. Oh shit, I forgot about that note. Damn it. Oh well. I was gonna make a
Yeah,
joke
by the time
because
when this show taking place, Zordon is missing.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Yeah, he just went missing
Yeah.
a while ago.
Yeah.
In fact, in Angel Grove, the command center would have just been destroyed probably around the same time this launched.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! The command center looks like they need Tatsu construction.
Right.
We do have machines that can drive on the sand out in the middle of the desert.
Right.
It's true.
Oh my god, we just created something awesome.
And you know what? What
Man, I
else?
can't
What else
believe
was
I
created?
forgot that. Oh, well.
The Shredder getting
Fuck
his mind blown.
Because she was able to remove the evil corruption in his heart. Now, why is that important?
She put the mirror of his former self in front of him.
Yeah, but that's important, and there is an important reason why. Because now, whatever changed, magic never left the foundation of Earth. And this is important because in Power Rangers, we learned something very important. People are not just people. There is good and there is evil. And very much so when Rita can corrupt a guy who is a good person and make him the, quote, evil Green Ranger, that's magic. And magic by the foundation that we're laying down right now says this. There are dark influences in this world that can make you truly evil. Shredder was infected by those influences, and all she did was magically remove the curse of whatever was wrong with him, and he is now a good person, which destroys that evil person he was, just like when you destroy the Sword of Darkness, and Tommy all of a sudden is your best fucking friend.
Right.
But 10 seconds ago, he was going to cut your head off.
But some people still don't trust him because he was a bad guy.
Right,
Yeah.
but that still goes into the foundation. Tommy is 100% a good guy. In the very next fucking episode of Power Rangers, we're like, Tommy and us are friends.
Yep.
We've been friends for years. We're good fucking friends.
But Bill, do you know how Venus stopped the Shredder? With mind bullets.
That's telekinesis, Kyle.
All right, so let me see here. Where's the next?
So it does make sense that she takes him out that way. Because now that the Rangers are real, magic never left the foundation of the earth, those 3 movies technically happened but didn't happen, and we're sitting in Ranger world, magic can and does create evil. And the removal of, quote, evil magic automatically makes a guy good. Which also means that Oroko Saki did not grow up a shadow warrior who does bad fucking things and kills people. He must have been a good person.
That means Hamato Yoshi might have still lived longer.
Right, but who knows? Maybe because of the foundations that we've changed, Oroko Saki and Hamato Yoshi may have been best fucking friends until Oroko Saki was cursed by evil, blah blah, magic, and killed Yoshi. Then when Yoshi dies, he fucking, the rat, most of the story still follows somewhat the same thing. He cuts his ear, leaves. But he was under magical influence, and only somebody trained in magic could have seen it. And she's like, I see evil Ranger bougie magic, I'm going to just remove it. And since I can do that...
Oh, look! Dark Chi! Gone!
Now he's a good person again.
Well,
Which causes him to go comatose.
Once he recovers from his comatose mind.
He may have... She says that Oroko destroyed himself on purpose, so maybe there was some sort of inner mind battle between the evil side and the good side decided, if there's only one way to stop you after this much corruption, and this is what I have to do, I will sacrifice the bounds of my own body to do so. And he did a noble thing and destroyed himself.
Yeah.
Because she says, I did not do that. I gave the other side the will to fight. He chose this. She said he destroyed himself. She said that.
Yep.
Now, after the Shredder mind blown,
then we go back to the lair for a nap. Meditation.
Not just a nap, but apparently Donnie likes to do a little breaking the fourth wall, talking to the audience about the alienation.
I saw that. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The alienation the brothers had. It's like, wait, why are you talking to the audience when you're supposed to be talking to Venus over there?
Not only
he's that big of a genius.
Not only that, this is the only time it ever happens.
Yeah.
Like as if the show was going to break the fourth wall, did it this one time, and they were like, don't fucking do that.
Man, don't do that shit again.
And they just never did it again, because they will never do that again, which begs the question, since they never do it again, who the fuck were they talking to?
No clue, but considering the fact that a lot of the dubbing in that was off by quite a bit in several spots. Of course, then again, no offense to them, but considering the fact that I want to say almost every single person that ends up being in this show is part of the Ocean dub for DBZ. Not a joke.
I know this is something something I want to bring up, but Bill and you guys probably also have it down as well, but